Oh no, what happened here? Oh jeez. I was setting up things last night. Now everything's moved around. What the hell? Oh, I know what happened. I messed this up. Here, we're gonna go over here to that one's messed up too? Oh no, I broke everything. I broke everything, guys. I broke everything. That's amazing. What about this? Is this broken? Let's see. This room. Right here. Okay. Well, this one's not broken. That's fine. I broke all my rooms. Sorry, I didn't get the show ready last night, so we're gonna do an internet surf episode. Go look for news together and stuff. See what we got going on. And yeah, here let's go over to Brave. Whoa, hello. What happened? What was that? The Rumble Rant goal already? Why? Hello. Let's pull up the New York Post. It already knew. All I had to type in was N. It already knew I wanted the New York Post. I hope you guys are doing fantastic this morning. I'm still waking up a little bit. I played Repo with Joey last night. So I'm still trying to wake up. I can't even see the chat right now. Hang on. I gotta fix my freaking windows because all my windows are all over the place, and I have the stream not muted. Man, we're all over the place this morning. Hang on, guys. We gotta get situated here so we can go look for the news. Get situated so we can look for the news. What's up? Hello. Don't forget to like this video. Yes, like this video. We're gonna be looking for news today, guys. If you know about some news stories that you want me to look into, make sure to drop them in the chat or mention them in the chat. Well, we'll look into them together. We will look into them together. Like for example, what news do we have today? What news we got going on today? Oh wait, this is an update to the bodega story. I definitely need to talk about this one. Hang on. Yeah, let's talk about this. Because this is an update to the bodega story that we were talking about yesterday. I had just posted a video about that too. Interesting. All right. Well, I got the chats up. Get this story up. Well, perfect. That was perfect. I found it immediately. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Did it pull it up? Hello? Pull it up. Open Discord just in case Discord needs anything. All right. All right. All right, wake up. Yo, you know what I do need? See, like, I'm already forgetting things. 1 second. I need my morning soda. Like my coffee. I gotta get my morning soda. It's like my coffee. All right. See, this is the problem with doing repo. It's the problem with doing repo late at night. Now I'm lagging. Oh man. All right, we're getting there, guys. Sorry. Steven Crowder is also streaming. Well, anyway, let's look at this. Oh, okay. So this is an update to the story we were talking about yesterday. We were talking about this guy. He had gone into a bodega he was allegedly not allowed to be in. They told him to leave. Upon being told to leave, he is accused of trying to steal. And that was the story yesterday. But it looks like we have an update here. So here, let me click start recording. We have an update to the story from yesterday that I covered. Which the story wasn't from yesterday. I just covered it yesterday. But this is an update from the New York Post. Brooklyn bodega worker claims self-defense and fatal scuffle with neighborhood nuisance who threatened to effing kill him. Wow. So one of the Brooklyn bodega workers who got in a fatal tussle with a neighborhood nuisance claimed they were only defending themselves from the local troublemaker who threatened to, quote, effing kill them. One of them, Royal Deli and Grill worker Kelvin Mello, told the Daily News that Gary Hill loudly barged into the business Monday night, then threatened workers when they asked him to quit screaming. He had shouted, "I want to fight you. I'm going to effing kill you. Any of you come outside and fight." Well, that's, yeah, you're threatening people. So here's the individual, Gary Hill. Looks like the two deli workers. Wait. Deli worker Kelvin Mello describes defending himself after after the fight left Gary Hill dead. So the guy on the left who is the one that defended himself. Mello grabbed a cup of coffee in case Hill launched at him, but put it down when he thought Hill was ready to leave. Instead, Hill slugged him, sparking the deadly fight. Damn. Okay, so yeah, so Gary Hill allegedly hit this dude. He hit the guy Kelvin Mello. So that sparked the fight, and then quote, I grabbed him and he fell on top of me and we were fighting. When I got up, I saw the blood and I thought I was bleeding. I went to the bathroom to clean up and I realized it was his blood. During the struggle, another clerk jumped in to help Mello, 48, and struck Hill on the head with a baton. Police and law enforcement sources said the 59-year-old Bushwick local community, the 59-year-old Bushwick local ultimately left the store to go home, but was later rushed to the hospital where he died. Mello said he didn't see fellow clerk Mikhail Scheibe, 37, hit Hill because he was on the bottom of the struggle. He was on the bottom of the struggle. Quote, after the fight, Scheibe showed me the stick he was hitting him with. It was broken. It was a stick we used to break ice with. Damn. While the two deli workers have been questioned by police, they have not been charged. I don't think they should be charged, honestly. If he was defending his friend or his coworker, he should not be charged. Either of them. Hill had been busted a combined 26 times, according to sources, with records showing his most recent arrest taking place in July when he allegedly punched someone else. Community members previously told the Post Hill was a nuisance in the area and a troublemaker. A friend told the Post on Thursday that Hill could be aggressive at times and spiraled downward after losing his job. He had drug and mental health problems, the pal said. Hill also got into a fight at the same deli a month ago and was told not to return, the friend said. I don't know why he went back, the pal of more than 10 years said. He had to be high or drunk. When he was drunk or high, he can be aggressive. Well, it's unfortunate. Especially if he's coming in and screaming and then he just wants to start fighting someone. I would not put it past him to be under the influence of something. It's unfortunate. Hill suffered 3 deep gashes on his head and was getting weak as he made his way home. The friend said Hill claimed the deli workers jumped him. The friend recalled the brother and the roommate were telling him to go to the hospital. He couldn't stay like that. I don't want to go. I'm not going to the hospital. Wow. So he was refusing to go to the hospital. The brother told him, you got to go. There might be internal bleeding. He was getting weak. Hill passed out about 30 minutes after he got home. The friend believes criminal charges should be brought in the case. Criminal charges for what? They were defending themselves. Nobody deserves to die like that. There's no way to go about it. You are not a street person. You are not a law-abiding person. Your job is to push him away and call the police. Let them arrest him and get an order of protection. The probe into the case is ongoing. Nah, dude, screw that. Screw that. You're not a street person. You're not a law-abiding person. What he means is you're not law enforcement. Your job is to push him away and call the police? What am I supposed to do when he won't? What am I supposed to do when he won't leave? What am I supposed to do when I do push him away? I repeatedly tell him to leave. We even get into a small scuffle and he still refuses to leave. The only option then is self-defense. And you have to go as far as you have to go in order to get the threat to stop. So I'm sorry, dude. I know same thing with what I said yesterday with I know it's his brother because we watched the video up here yesterday of the guy's brother. Obviously clearly emotional. But he's just saying it's all lies. And I'm sorry, dude. I understand it's your brother. I understand it's your friend. But even the friend acknowledged that this guy had a drug problem. And he was very aggressive when he would get on these drugs and stuff. So what are you supposed to do? What do you want me to do? You said your job is to push away and call the police. Okay, well, we already did that. And he's still coming. We already did that and he's still coming. Are we supposed to just sit there and take it? Like, this is just ridiculous to me. But again, this is New York, so they don't really like you to defend yourself there. Anyway, let's move on to the next story we can find. That was the update for yesterday. Let me get the tweet and stuff out. I didn't send out my tweet. I am live. And let's get the title. Yeah, I'm still waking up a little bit. I'm a little bit more awake after that story. A little bit more awake. Let's see. Let's go over to Twitter. All right. I just gotta get the links and stuff and send them onto the Discord, and then we'll move on to the next story. Again, if you guys are in the chat, feel free to send recommendations for stories to cover if you saw something interesting today. Otherwise, we will just be looking around, seeing what's going on in the world. Okay, that's the YouTube link. Need the Rumble. Oh, all right. Sorry. Lagging today. Lagging. Oh, no, come on. Trying to get the whole thing. There we go. All right, copy that. Tweet it out. Go over to Discord. Send these over to Discord. Boom, boom, boom. All right, there we go. I sent that out to everywhere. I forgot to do add everyone for Joey's server. Got to do the add everyone on Joey Cannoli's server. All right. Let's see. Okay, so we just covered this story with the bodega worker. For those of you coming in a little bit late, I'm lagging too, so don't worry about it. Don't worry about being late, because I was almost late myself. Here, let me take this down, and then let me go over to X. Let's see if we got anything going on X. I have some DMs and stuff. Who's this? Oh, okay. What is this? There's no such thing as hate speech. Okay. Wait, what is this? Oh yeah. This happened yesterday. U.S. Senate confirms 48 of Trump's nominees all at once. That was pretty crazy. Chat logs of Tyler Robinson. Yeah. What's everyone talking about today? I used to go to Nick Sorter for some of my news. Maybe I can go check his stuff. Let's see. Oh, what is this? Friends with metal detector section. Oh, ancient treasure. Ooh, what? Looks cool. It's a cool little story. New York Post doesn't like when I have multiple of their articles up right now. If anyone knows a fix to that, please let me know. I don't know why it doesn't want me to have multiple articles up anymore. Do I need to update something? I don't know. Anyway, let's jump to this story. Let me click record over here. Jump to this story. Group of friends with metal detectors accidentally stumble upon incredible ancient treasure. You're not live on Rumble. Did I do the wrong name? Disconnected. Oh no, I am live, Melted. I just did the wrong name. I think I could change that, can't I? Oops, daisy. I am live on Rumble. It's just under my username. Let's see. I don't know why it does that. Shouldn't even be an option. Let's see. Settings. Can I change? Yeah, change to my actual account. Can we do that? Save. There we go. Okay. I think it should switch now. You might just need to give it a second. You're not live on Rumble. No, I'm just live on my freaking user account. Just live on my freaking user account. I did that last night too. This is what happens when you don't prepare for your show correctly. I am watching you live. I know, Killing It. Hello. Well, Killing It, that's because you probably follow my user account too, don't you? Fine. Well, hang on. Let me stop the recording on that one. Let me make sure this is situated before we move on. Let's see. Refresh. There, is it live? Okay, there. Now it's on my... Okay, now it should be on my my actual user account. There we go. All right. Coolio. Let's see. Go back to Rumble Studio. Thank you, Melted. Thank you for pointing that out. I fixed the issue. Oh, wait. That means I could have done it like that last night, too. Oh, man. So, what I did is I had it on my user account. Rumble separates the two. You have a channel, and then you have your user account. So, I was streaming from Tyler Today, not Tyler Today News. Probably I follow all of your accounts. True supporter here. I know you're a true supporter. That's why you're a moderator. Let's see. Let me just double check that it's saved. Did it save? Dumbass. Oh, I know I am. I'm also half asleep, Melted. You weren't here at the start because I had it on the wrong channel, so I can't blame you for that. But I'm half asleep. I stayed up too late with Joey. Stayed up too late with Joey playing friggin' Repo. And then my stream didn't even work because I kept disconnecting. So, fat L. Taking fat L's today. That's fine. Anywho, let's move on to this story. I just found this one while I was scrolling Twitter. Group of friends with metal detectors accidentally stumble upon incredible ancient treasures. Now this sounds like something in a movie. This is how a movie starts. You guys are just walking on the beach, you know, and then you have your metal detector with your friends. You got the headphones on, looking for the metal in the sand, and then all of a sudden, boop 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 boop, starts going off. Doing good, just working. I haven't had my Red Bull yet, so a little groggy. Yeah, see, that's why I'm waking up. I got my soda. My favorite right here. The Pepsi Cola's my favorite. Anyway, group of metal detectorist. Okay. Recently went on an epic summer-long adventure in the European countryside and discovered a jackpot of ancient riches based in the central Polish city of Kalisz. Okay, that's a weird. I don't know how you pronounce with S and Z at the end. The metal detecting group Dinar Kalisz recently uncovered pots filled with coins and hundreds of grams of gold. Damn, all worth a fortune. Damn, bastards. Przemysław? What the? Przemysław? Kurowiak. Okay, that's a weird name. President of the organization told Fox News Digital the group had been searching for treasure for over 2 decades before their recent success. The group was actually searching for German V2 rockets when they stumbled upon their first treasure. Wow. You're looking for German freaking like rockets from past world wars, and then you're like, oh, here's just a bunch of gold. What the? Our association is a group of friends who love uncovering history. We do it as a hobby. Well, the first find, discovered by group member Herbert Piasecki on June 7th, was a clay pot filled with treasure. The pot was filled with coins, ornaments, silver ingots, and from the early Middle Ages, containing 631 artifacts. Oh, dude, these guys just became wealthy overnight. Like, that's insane. These included cross denarii, foreign coins such as English, including from King Harold the First of England, as well as German, Hungarian, Czech coins, however you say that, the Czech Republic, yeah, Czech coins and others. Dude, why do they have so many coins in one area? Is that literally just solid gold? A few weeks later, on June 28th, member Michael Makuk found a pot of coins from the early Middle Ages. Though it hasn't been opened yet, Kurowiak said the vessel is packed with silver coins based on recent CT scans. So they didn't want to open it. Obviously, it'll damage it if they open it. And just when it seemed we couldn't get any luckier, we came upon another treasure, an incredible one, containing a gold necklace, 220 grams of pure gold from the Roman influence period, possibly up to 1,800 years old. Wow. Gold objects in partially excavated ancient pot. That's crazy. This is an archaeological sensation in Poland. The lucky finder this time was Mateusz Lachowicz. Kurowiak described the discoveries as pleasant surprise. I picked, this is an interesting article, but I'm not the person to read it. I can't do names. I suck with names. By pure accident, we have been transformed from rocket hunters into treasure hunters. Yeah, literally. That's freaking cool, dude. The group leader added that he cooperates with professional archaeologists during excavations, and all artifacts are handed over to Poland's conservator of monuments and eventually the Museum of the Kalisz region. Kurowiak said the group has international following, including some American fans. We're very proud of this. It gives us even greater confidence that what we're doing is right and important. And then here's another one, close-up of ancient silver coins and other artifacts in a ceramic pot. Dude, that's so cool. I would love to find something like that. You're just out, hanging out with the buddies, going around, doing metal detector stuff, and then you just find silver and gold coins. That's so cool. Poland has been the setting of a number of exciting archaeological discoveries over the past few months. In Gdansk, archaeologists recently uncovered an elite knight's burial beneath a former ice cream parlor. In the city of Krakow, excavators of Wawel Royal Castle found a remarkable centuries-old Old Ring earlier this summer. Well, this is definitely a much larger find than either of those. Sorry, I mean both of those are cool. A centuries old ring and an elite knight's burial, but like, dude, these guys found like actual pots full of tools and jewelry made of solid gold and solid silver. Holy shite, rich overnight is a lack of better words. Incredible. Yeah, no, dude, this is an amazing find for not only for them though. Like, obviously, this is great just for everybody. They're donating it to a museum, or maybe they sold it to a museum. Either way, but this is awesome. Stuff like this is freaking awesome, and it does belong in a museum. All of these belong in a museum. Definitely. Super cool. Super cool. Anyway, let's see. JTR, thanks for following. JTR, you should have already been following me. Unless you were now you're following my Tyler Today channel. Anyway. Let's see. Wait, is that gonna be is that link gonna be messed up now? No. Well, that's the YouTube link. What about the Rumble link? Oh, no, there we go. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, just want to make sure it worked. Because I shared all those links to Discord, and if they weren't working, that would have been unfortunate. Alright, let's see what other stories we can find. Go back to X. What is this? I fired some sort of chemical munition at protesters and media outside the Broadview Detention Center near Chicago this morning. I've seen a few videos, and they got pretty physical with them, too. This is effed up. Why is it effed up? If they're rioting, why is it effed up? I don't understand. So here's the footage he shared. ICE fired some sort of chemical munition at protesters and media outside of Broadview Detention Center near Chicago this morning. I've seen a few videos, and they got pretty physical with them, too. This is effed up. What's effed up about this? I don't understand. You're blocking law enforcement vehicles. Because what even is this car? Like, what is this car? It looks like it's trying to leave the facility, and they're trying to get in the facility. So I'm assuming this is a law enforcement vehicle. Yeah, fascinating behavior. Yeah, I don't even know what to say to this, because it's just like, yeah, play stupid games, get stupid prizes. I don't really have much to add on that. See what else do we have from the New York Post? I like using the New York Post. They're usually got some interesting stories. Let's see. What other here? We'll pull this back up. I'm off Twitter. I'm gonna close that window when we're looking at Twitter, because you never know what might pop up on there. All falls down. Kanye West screams at Kris Jenner as she begs him to take his medication in a wild documentary scene. No, I'm okay. I don't feel like talking about Kanye and his personal life. Flight risk knife wielding passenger to turn my flight on a dream trip into a horror movie. Never flying economy again. Yeah, let's check this one out. What is this? This is from today. Yeah. Okay. They posted this at like 6 in the morning. All right. Well, let's see. I got this from the New York Post. Knife-wielding passenger turned my flight on a dream trip into a horror movie. I'm never flying economy again. Okay, I don't know if it's an economy issue. The Space Invader took stranger danger to new heights, literally. Sure, it's hard getting comfy at 30,000 feet, but one impolite elderly plane passenger terrorized her seatmate during a 14-hour Qatar Airways flight, leaning and stretching out across the woman's body, poking her with bare feet, and pointing a knife in her direction after being reprimanded by cabin crew members. Oof. This flight turned into a horror movie. Essie, a travel influencer, captioned the first vid in a viral TikTok trilogy featuring scenes from her nightmarish encounter with the intrusive nuisance. PSA, Essie warned her more than 48.2 million viewers. If you lean on strangers mid-flight, don't. That should be common sense. It's sage advice that seems like common sense. Still, janky jet setters commonly commit the senseless sin or worse. From the man-spreading menaces who thoughtlessly take up the limited space in those cramped airplane rows. Well, man-spreading is actually a sexist term towards men, so don't say that, New York Post. To the careless cooks who assault fellow flyers with the stench of their funky foodstuff. What? Foodstuffs? Not foot. Well, I don't know. Some people take their shoes off on the plane, too. Air travel isn't for folks with weak stomachs, but the troublemaker seated next to Essie takes the cake. So here's a picture, and yeah, she literally has how did she get a knife on the plane? That doesn't seem safe. After repeatedly asking the older woman, who did not speak English, to refrain from leaning on her shoulder and resting on her lap, wow, the content creator flagged down a flight attendant, hoping the staffer would mitigate the mess. Unfortunately, however, the intervention only angered the discourteous senior, who ultimately brandished a knife. "I'm taking this knife hold as a threat," Essie wrote in the closed caption of the clip, calling the flight attendant back. I'm taking this knife as a threat, calling the flight attendant back. Yeah, here, that's literally a knife pointed in her direction. And then we actually have video of this. Okay, so here, we'll play that video in just a second. And then, what does it say here? Subsequent footage from the hellish trip shows the older woman touching and grabbing Essie's body and belongings with her hands and feet. "It's taking everything in me not to rage aggressively and push this lady away from me," she groaned. "This is really unacceptable." Thankfully, before things turned violent, the man seated beside Essie and her bully moved to a different chair, freeing up his seat for the woman to lie down comfortably. But that didn't stop her from being an annoyance. While sprawled across two seats, the old lady rudely positioned her bare feet in Essie's direction. One thing I don't play about is feet. I almost lost it for the 10th time. And then, this is part 3. I don't know why they're sharing part 3 specifically, but let's watch this. Uh-oh.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
The freaking music? I don't want the music. Yeah, we don't need the music. "I just went to the restroom for a few minutes and came back, and Granny laid out on all 3 seats and proceeds to touch my belongings. I immediately went to the flight attendant again." Here. Turn it down. Come on, turn it down. Oh my gosh, grab the volume. There we go. That's ridiculous. Well, I mean, what would you guys do? What would you guys do here? Lady just keeps touching your stuff. She's sprawling out on all your seats. The FAA is The FAA is being too nice and patient because aren't you tired? We've been at this back and forth for hours now. This about your millionth time having to come over here. Yeah, I know. The flight attendants probably just don't want to escalate things because they'll have to land. And she's just like refusing to move. And then here she is. She's like laying on her. Rested my eyes for a little bit. Rested my eyes woke up to her having switched the other side and feet near me. And one thing I don't play about is feet. I almost lost it for the 10th time. It's just feet. I don't know if I mean if her feet stink. I would say yeah, move your feet, lady. Oh, yep. See, this is why you don't fly on this is why you don't fly on planes. So that was your first mistake, was going to Qatar. Outraged social media spectators commented on commended Essie for keeping her cool for the duration of the flight. Quote, "I feel like she was doing it on purpose, no matter the culture or age difference. She knew better. You're too nice for me. She was going to understand English that day," another joked. A knife, the way I would be contacting media saying I was held at knife point during my flight and there was no resolution. Yeah, no, that's probably the most egregious thing here, is that she literally has a picture of this lady pointing a knife at her and like nothing happened to this lady. Unpopular opinion: old people do not get a pass to be intolerable. No, I think that's fair. I do not care how many wars you've lived through or how many miles you walked with holes in your shoes to get to school in 1952. Acting with common decency is not restricted to the young. Absolutely. Here. I think a lot of boomers nowadays forget sight of that. And then when they get proven wrong on things, they rather just point out your age and how much more experience they have than actually prove you wrong. That's what I've noticed. I've noticed a lot of people that are older than me, they won't actually say I'm wrong. They'll just say I'm younger than them. Therefore, my opinion is invalidated, which is it just makes it all the more funny to me because it's like, oh, well, I'm just going to keep going on having the same opinion then because you didn't disprove me at all. So, oops. What do you guys, holy ish? Oh, that's the comment from earlier. Anyway, we're going to move on. Let's see what other stories we can find. Let's move off of New York Post. Let's go to Post Millennial. No. The Post Millennial. Yeah. The Post Millennial. There we go. I was supposed to bump this down. Oops. There we go. I don't want to have that up today. Whoa. Why did it take so long to load? Hello? AOC considers 2028 presidential run. Oh, God. Remains of Travis Decker, father believed to have murdered his 3 daughters, found in WA. Socialist Zohran Mamdani tries to cancel Charlie Kirk New York City event over lies about transphobia, bigotry. What? Let's see this. What did Mamdani try to do? Everyone keeps talking about Mamdani. If you guys want to hear about Mamdani, I guess I'm gonna talk about Mamdani. Even though I don't really care. I feel like we should be focusing on in this situation, I feel like we should be focusing on the Republican candidates. Like if the GOP were making stories about the Republican candidate, and then, stories about Mamdani here and there when he does have things that you need to criticize him on. But like, I think you guys are just giving him too much. There's way too much media around this guy, especially from people on the right. You guys are giving him way too much credit, way too much light. So, but anyway, we'll cover this story real quick. Socialist Zohran Mamdani tried to cancel Charlie Kirk New York City event over lies about transphobia, bigotry. The letter accused Kirk and other invited speakers of promoting transphobic, bigoted views. And it's funny that they say bigoted views because bigoted or bigot means that you're intolerant of someone else's views. You don't want to hear other people's views. And kind of ironic. Anyway, that should be self-explanatory. New York City Socialist mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani is facing renewed criticism after it was revealed that he once signed a letter labeling Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk, who was assassinated last week, as an extremist, while attempting to block him from speaking in Queens, Mamdani district as assemblyman. In June 2023, Mamdani and several other local Democrats issued a press release condemning Motif Studios for agreeing to host a Turning Point USA and Blexit event at the Tammany House in Long Island City, according to Fox News. The letter accused Kirk, along with Candace Owens and other invited speakers, of promoting transphobic, bigoted views. As elected officials representing Western Queens, we are deeply disappointed by the decision by Motif Studios to host an event by the far-right extremist group Blexit and Turning Point USA at their Triplex LIC Tammany House venue in Long Island. Statement read, providing a platform for the kind of transphobic, bigoted views held by invited speakers, Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk, and others go directly against the diversity and inclusivity that we hold dear as New Yorkers, and it is an insult to every member of our community. The group urged Motif Studios to follow the lead of another venue that had canceled the event after community pressure. Hate has no home in Queens, New York City, or anywhere else, and certainly not in here in Long Island. That's another ironic statement because they say hate has no home in Queens, yet you hate the people of another political ideology. So clearly hate does have a home. It's just for your own reasons. The event ultimately went forward, with Kirk later posting a video of activists being escorted out after trying to disrupt the proceedings. GOP Assemblyman Jake Blumenkranz told Fox News that Kirk's assassination highlights the danger of political suppression. We cannot ignore that my colleagues, Assemblymember Zohran Mamdani and his radical DSA allies, once tried to silence Charlie Kirk in New York City, pressuring venues to cancel his events. That mindset of censorship and public shaming feeds the hostile climate we see today and corrodes the American ideal that speech must be met with more speech, not suppression. Blumenkranz argued that Mamdani's record shows a double standard on free speech. What's most telling is Mamdani's double standard. The speech he rushes to protect, like globalize the Intifada, which many view as a call to violence against the Jews, tears of America's fabric, while the speech he vigorously fights to silence is the very kind that keeps our democracy alive. He added, New Yorkers must ask themselves what it would mean to have a silencer-in-chief like Zohran Mamdani in City Hall. New York deserves a unifier-in-chief who will defend free expression and bring people together. Clearly, Zohran Mamdani is not that leader. Mamdani has since condemned Kirk's killing, describing it as horrific, and attributing it to the America's broader epidemic on gun violence. Of course he did. Speaking with supporters, Mamdani called Kirk yet another victim of gun violence in a nation where what should be a rarity has turned into a plague. Ridiculous statement. In a post on X, Mamdani said he was horrified by the assassination, adding that political violence has no place in our country. The suspect in Kirk's killing is a far leftist who is sympathetic to Antifa and trans ideology. And so, funniest thing I want to point out about this article, right, is obviously Zohran Mamdani is a hypocrite and a liar. I don't care about that. We already know that. What I do care about is all these places that keep writing up about Zohran Mamdani saying, oh, New York, do you really want him as your mayor? Do you really want him as your mayor? Okay, tell me who you want me to vote for. Who do you think should be mayor of New York post-millennial? If you don't want me to vote for Zohran Mamdani, give me another option. Give these people another option. But you just sit here and say, oh, don't vote for this guy. Okay, well, the only person I know anything about is this guy because you keep talking about him. Who, okay, let's see. Let's find out. Who is the mayoral candidate? Mayoral candidate for NYC for Republicans. Let's see. Who is ahead in New York City mayoral race? No. The Republican mayoral candidate in New York City in 2025 is Curtis Sliwa. Okay, so what news do we have on Curtis Sliwa? Like, that's the first I've heard the man's name. I may have heard it once or twice, but I didn't remember it. Like Curtis Sliwa. All right, well, let's see. Who is he? Curtis Sliwa for NYC. For New York mayor. Yeah, here you go. There you go, guys. Those of you in New York, if you don't want to vote for Zohran Mamdani, this is your Republican candidate. Curtis Sliwa for New York City mayor. All right. Platform. Let's see. Platform. Okay, here. Let's go to X. So let's get Curtis Sliwa over on X. Is he on X? Yeah, there he is. Yep, followed by Alad, George Alexopoulos. So some people do know about him. Born in Canarsie, Brooklyn, founder of the Guardian Angels, 2025 people-powered candidate for New York City mayor, married to the beautiful, and then tags his wife. Has always been there for New Yorkers 24/7. Others pretend to care. He lives it. He's the leader we need right now. Let's get it done. I love the hat, man. I love the beret. Looks awesome. Let's see. Curtis Sliwa received an endorsement of the Dominican American community in Washington Heights. On day one, when elected, I'll launch a rapid response animal welfare division. We will investigate abuse, coordinate rescues, and press DAs to prosecute. No more looking the other way. Our animals deserve compassion and care. We will deliver. Okay. Interesting. New Yorkers deserve a city that works every day, clean, safe, and affordable in every borough. With the world here for UNGA and the FIFA World Cup coming next year, we need it now more than ever. That's why I'm running for mayor. New York cities deserve a city that works every day, clean, safe, and affordable in every borough. Yeah, okay. Well, so I guess this is the mayoral candidate. So I guess you guys can check him out. Make sure you check him out if you live in New York City. Make sure you look into him. Obviously, don't vote for him just because he has an R next to his name. But he might be the best that we've got for New York. So I'll look into him more. Maybe I'll report more on it on Monday. But that's my biggest criticism of everyone bringing up these articles is they're not giving anyone an alternative. There's no alternative to be like, don't vote for this guy. This guy's better. And then you can point out the mistakes that the other guy makes. But you could be like, this guy has these problems. There's these mistakes. But he's at least better than the other options. You know what I mean? But, you know. Let's see. What's going on here? All right. Let's see what's going on here. Let's stop recording. All right. Boy suspended from VA high school for complaining about trans girl in locker room. Win in federal court. Oh, nice. See. Um, let's see. What is this? Did I get tagged in something on Discord, on Twitter? Come on around. Rumble Roundtable. Chavez Joker Red, powered by NAG. Love to have any and all creators, streamers, and skeptics join this Rumble space with us. We want to hear from you. Saturday, September 20th, 6 p.m. Eastern. RSVP below. Please share it out. Who's this guy? Well, he is followed by a few people. Interesting. All right, I'll check this guy. I got invited to an X space tomorrow. Okay. All right, I'll look into that. Let's see what's this. So they win in federal court. Come on, Post Millennial, you can load. I know you can load. Yeah, I believe in you. Got this one from the Post Millennial guys. It says here, boys suspended from VA high school for complaining about trans girl in locker room win in federal court. Judge Leonie Brinkema of the U.S. District Court in Virginia granted the plaintiffs an emergency injunction. A federal judge has sided with two Virginia boys who were suspended last month for expressing concerns about a trans-identifying female classmate using the boys' locker room. Interesting. Normally, it's the other way around when these situations arise. When these situations arise, usually it's a male trying to identify as a female going into the woman's locker room. But it's interesting. Okay, so as a female classmate identifying as a boy going into the boys' locker room, Judge Leonie Brinkema of the U.S. District Court in Virginia granted the plaintiffs on an emergency injunction on Tuesday, ruling that the teenage boys from Stonebridge High School would likely suffer irreparable harm if suspended for the first 10 days of school. Well, yeah. The teens came under a Title IX sexual harassment investigation earlier this year after they were videotaped by a female student who identifies as transgender inside the boys' locker room, complaining to one another about the trans classmate using their facilities. Well, why did the female student not get reprimanded for recording in a locker room? You're recording video in a locker room. Anyway, the Loudoun County Public School District in North Virginia determined after launching its investigation based on the video and the transgender student's complaint that the two boys were responsible for sexual harassment and sex-based discrimination. The plaintiffs received 10-day suspensions and no contact order, which includes not being in the same classes as the trans-identified female student. Well, that's absolutely ridiculous. There was no sexual harassment in this matter. Two boys talking crap about you is not sexual harassment. And sex-based discrimination, the boys do not have the power to remove you from the locker room. They are absolutely allowed to have opinions on whether or not you should even be in there. That's ridiculous. Boys' parents appealed to the district's Title X ruling, but were denied, resulting in the case being taken to federal court. Judge Brinkema blocked the suspension while the case moves forward. One of the boys moved out of state while the other teen remains in the school district. Well, I don't blame that child's parents. I would have left too if I had the means. For a court to issue a temporary restraining order, a plaintiff must establish that he is likely to succeed on the merits, that he is likely to suffer irreparable harm in the absence of preliminary relief, and the absence of equities tips in his favor, and that injunction is in the public interest. The judge wrote in her order, the loss of 10 days of in-person school early in the school year could have serious negative effects on the plaintiff, and it appears from the record before the court that the plaintiff has not had contact with the complaining student or continued communication about that student. Therefore, the court has finds that the balance of equities tips in the plaintiff's favor, given that the plaintiff is likely to suffer irreparable harm from the absence of a temporary restraining order. The court also finds that the public interest is best served by ensuring high school students remain in school and receive adequate process before being suspended. Ian Pryor, Senior Counsel of America First Legal, welcomes the judge's ruling. Writing in a statement on Fox News, we are very pleased with the court's decision and we look forward to fighting on behalf of our clients. The lawsuit argued that the false Title IX sexual harassment charge against both boys has resulted in severe emotional, reputational, and educational harm and must be immediately dropped from the records. Keep forgetting that you are on early now. Yeah, it's okay, Wiggum. It's okay. That's why we're doing it. in the mornings. You just got to get you guys used to it again. Got to get you on that schedule. Seth Wolf, one of the boys' fathers, told Fox News in a statement, "This isn't just about our sons. It's about every child in Loudoun County. If the district can weaponize Title IX in this way, no family is safe. No parent should have to fear their child will be branded a sexual harasser simply for standing up for their privacy." Yeah, I've literally your opinion. You're not allowed to have an opinion about the female in the boys' bathroom. You're not allowed to have an opinion on that. That's literally what they went after these guys for. And they called it sexual harassment. That's absolutely going to do irreparable harm to these boys. Because if that goes on their record, sexual harassment. Why do you have a sexual harassment on your record? I criticized a woman in the men's room. She was in the men's room and I didn't like it. So, sexual harassment. Dumb. Absolutely dumb. All right. Anyway, let's see here. We're already almost at an hour. All right. We'll try to do one or two more stories. I'm pretty tired today. I got to take care of some stuff, so we're just gonna do a shorter show today. I did not have things prepared, so is what it is. But I didn't want to leave you guys hanging. I wanted to get the news out there. If there's any stories that I like absolutely need to check, please let me know. Oh yeah, it looks like Fox News reported on the ancient gold. A look back at Kimmel's dramatic change during his tenure at ABC. Arrest made as hundreds gather for a candlelight vigil to honor Charlie Kirk. Ooh. Oh, what happened here? All right, let's talk about this. What happened here? We got this one. Got this one from Fox News. Charlie Kirk assassination vigil set for Utah Valley University as mentor details his final moments. All right, so let's see. Well, I don't need to read the smaller text down there. Oh, why is it like a side scroller? The heck? Can I zoom out? No, that didn't really help much. Can I zoom in more? Nope. Okay. Anyway. House Speaker Mike Johnson told reporters following the passage of a resolution honoring Charlie Kirk that sadly a number of Democrats couldn't find it in themselves to vote in favor of it. The resolution honoring Charlie Kirk passed in the House on Friday by a 310 to 58 vote. All those who voted against were Democrats. We passed a resolution to honor the life of legacy and the legacy of Charlie Kirk, my late friend, the friend of so many in this chamber, and we called out political violence in America. In fact, I want to read you the final line of this resolution because I think it's something that the American people are eager to hear. It says, the House of Representatives calls upon all Americans to reject political violence, recommit to respectful debate, uphold American values, and respect one another as fellow Americans. Sadly, a number of Democrats cannot bring themselves to vote for that. Without ABC's paycheck, how will Kimmel afford the testosterone pills so he can reach the level of effeminate male? Shaderversity made a video yesterday about the government of AUS banning machetes. They are doing this because they have seen a bunch of people killed with them lately there. Okay, but that's not going to stop violence. That won't stop violence, unfortunately. But we all know that. We all know those types of laws don't actually stop violence. House passes resolution honoring Charlie Kirk. The House of Representatives passed a resolution Friday to honor late conservative Charlie Kirk. Notably, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, a Democrat from New York, voted in favor of the resolution, while progressive squad members Representative Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez were among the 58 Democrats to vote against honoring Kirk, representing a divide within the Democratic Party. The resolution to honor Kirk, led by Speaker Mike Johnson, lauded Kirk as one of the most prominent voices in America, engaging in respectful civil discourse across college campuses, media platforms, and national forums, always seeking to elevate truth, foster understanding, and strengthen the republic. It also said Kirk's commitment to civil discussion and debate stood as a model for young Americans across the political spectrum as he worked tirelessly to promote unity without compromising on conviction. It called his killing a sobering reminder of the growing threat to political extremism and hatred in our society. Fox News' Tyler Olson and Elizabeth Elkind contributed to this report. And then it talks about some other stuff. Let's see. Oh. Oh, well, that's funny. Oh, that's funny. Sorry, looking at Discord. Exactly, there are medieval swords and combat guys. They made a video trying to help people find ways to defend themselves. Yeah, I mean, there's just so many different ways. You can literally, get a sock and fill it with something heavy. Now you got a weapon. Like, there's so many different ways to make a weapon. It's insane. People, if they have training, their fists get considered lethal weapons. So like literally, you just can't ban weapons. You can ban fists now. Just like, sorry, we gotta go around and start chopping hands off. Just start chopping hands off. We're gonna put cyborg hands on instead, and that way the government has full control over your hands. You know, no more touching yourself either. No. Government says no. No. Anyway. Anywho. Let's try to get like one more good story before I wrap things up here. We got about 9 minutes left. Who should I look for? Who should I go to? Oh, let's check Not the Bee. Not the Bee. Let's check Not the Bee. What do they got? Texas AG to investigate Facebook group that targeted kids for starting TP USA chapter at their school. What? All right. Well, let's check this out from Not the Bee. Oi, you have a license for those hands, bruv? No. Because it could take a strike or two, and you can use the metal hilt as a mace. Well, not even that, son of Wickham. As I tell people all the time, fist fights are deadly. Fist fights are incredibly deadly. All it takes is one punch. You fall, hit your head, you're done. You're gone. That person's gone. It can happen in a blink of an eye. So it's not as simple as, oh, they have a machete. Oh, they have a knife. Sure, it makes it easier, but if people want to commit violence, they are going to commit violence. It's just a simple fact. It's human nature. It's nature. It's just nature. It's not even human nature. That's nature. That's literally just nature. Violence happens. And you should be able to defend yourself when it does. Or actually, here, I want to test this. Do the ad. Let's go to the ad reading room. Guys, we're now in the ad reading room. This is where I read all of my ads now. Let's see if this works better for the ad campaign. Let's see, what ads do we have today, actually? Do I at least have a Rumble ad? Can I just do a basic Rumble ad? 1775 coffee ad? Alright, we'll do one of those. We'll do one of these first, and then we'll do the Not the Bee article. Hello? Not working? Oh, there we go. Alright, guys. You guys still haven't tried 1775 coffee yet? Well, now's your shot. The 1775 starter kit just dropped, only 1,000 units. You're getting the bold dark roast that hits hard, the smooth medium roast, and the Vitality mushroom coffee for clean energy, laser focus, no crash. All single origin, small batch, toxin free, and mold free. Plus, you're also getting a gold spoon clip because freedom isn't scooped with plastic. You're a frother strong enough to stir up your coffee and your mother-in-law's political opinions. And a black 1775 tumbler, $170 worth of coffee and gear, yours for $99. This is for the ones who've been watching 1775 blow up on Rumble, wondering if it's actually worth it. Spoiler, it is. Go to 1775coffee.com/studio and grab your starter kit. Projectors everywhere, Tyler. Lol, good morning. You can be just like me if you drink 1775 coffee. Hell yeah, guys, if you want to be like Joey Cannoli, gotta get the coffee. Regarding what you're talking about there, Joey, I sent you a screenshot, I believe, which I did get a response to what I sent you with who I'm messaging, but I'm not going to look at it right now because that will distract me. Let's see, let's go back here. So let's go back to this article. This just seems ridiculous. Stir up my mother-in-law's opinions. Sold. Hey, that's a winner right there. Winner, chicken dinner. Let's see. All right, let's start the recording. And yeah, he said, "Oh, I saw it." Yeah, he responded, Joey. I'll check it out here in a little bit. I also forwarded the conversations in HQ chat to a certain somebody and said this is exactly how they speak to us. Anyway, let's see. Start recording. Texas Attorney General to investigate Facebook group that targeted kids for starting TP USA chapter at their school. Okay, so I read this wrong the first time I pulled it up. Okay, so the Attorney General is going after a Facebook group this group is targeting children that decided to start a TP USA chapter. Really? So we got this from Not the Bee. What do they say here? They hate you and think your normal American beliefs are fascist. Case in point, a group of adults on Facebook who infiltrated group chats and coordinated to destroy students for wanting to start a Turning Point USA chapter in the Spring Branch School District at Stratford High School in Houston. Stratford High School teens forming a TPUSA club were doxxed by adults sharing students' internal GroupMe content in the Be the Change private Facebook group, urging 730 members operating in secrecy to also intimidate teacher sponsors. Reprehensible. These are kids. So these children got doxxed by adults that were joining their group. Here is the part where the students, teachers who want to start the TPUS, names redacted. So they redacted the names. Stratford parents, I have an urgent request. Please send emails to 2 teachers who are rumored to have agreed to sponsoring a club that will sow division and hate among our students. This is dangerous territory, and it would help if those teachers knew that their consideration was not appreciated by the remainder of the student body. It appears that Denise Bell, censorship advocate, Mama Bear is book aware, is pushing for Stratford students to start a Turning Point USA club at the school. She brought into a GroupMe, the chat, Javon Evans, who is the Gulf Coast representative of Club America, which is the Turning Point USA student club name, but it is absolutely the same organization. Without principal's approval, they already decided their first meeting is Friday and already started an Instagram page. They're allowed to do that. Freedom of assembly. Freedom of assembly. We are allowed to come together as like-minded people whenever we want. School or otherwise, especially a public school. What else does it say here? So the names are redacted. She actually says some of their names. Are 2 who are being claimed as sponsors per GroupMe. Before this gets too far, please send an email and remind them of the following. Club America is formerly known as Turning Point High School, same organization rebranded. It is formerly linked to the Turning Point USA website. Turning Point USA is known for having a professor watch list where any teacher can be turned in for a witch hunt, and professional stalkers will work to get them fired. Turning Point USA is a political organization. There is no mistake that teachers who sponsor this club are making a personal political statement. Turning Point USA has frequently framed immigrants, and so then it goes on. Ridiculous. So yeah, just a bunch of spewing bile and hateful rhetoric. The same stuff that they accuse us of doing. Wrong think, quick, dox the children. Yeah, literally, Cascade, literally. My God, the children can't be allowed to have opinions. No, they are not. No opinions allowed. Not here. No. The group claims, in a direct contradiction to the FBI, the governor of Utah, District Attorney Jeffrey Gray, the accused shooter's own family, and the accused shooter's own messages, that the suspect killed Charlie Kirk out of interpersonal rivalry. And the right, Jimmy Kimmel, was just canned for lying about this on TV. Let's see. Given the famous founder has recently been murdered by an individual motivated by interpersonal rivalry, Nick Fuentes or Charlie Kirk being the better far-right activist. What? It is very risky for students to bring that kind of potential inflammatory rivalry into school halls, especially with the rate of school shootings in the United States. Comparing Nick Fuentes and Charlie Kirk is just laughable. Nick Fuentes is far right. Charlie Kirk was a moderate. You are allowed to assemble as long as you agree with the things I think. Exactly. Yeah, that's a Democrat for you. That's a Democrat for you. Hey, you know, some Republicans do that too, though. There are some Republicans that absolutely do that. There's obviously it's heavier on one side, but I just got to point it out. We're not perfect either. Poster Natalie Herpin is a naturalized citizen from Belgium and is the vice president of the Spring Branch Democrat Club and the Greater Houston Lions Club. Left-wing groups in the Spring Branch district have connections to George Soros' Open Society Foundation, as detailed here. Herpin told group members, Natalie Herpin should be denaturalized and deported back to Belgium. She doesn't uphold American values. Why should I uphold her values? Herpin told group members, please send a letter. Okay, yeah, we read that. Yes, bringing civil political debate into schools is what's bringing violence, not the ideology that, you know, murdered the guy known for civil debate. Yeah, exactly. And then here's Natalie Herpin, erase hate. And then you put a big old gay flag on it. Yeah. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton said he is now investigating the incident. These are sick individuals. My office will review these messages for any violations of the law. The radical leftist culture of suppression must be totally defeated. We are not backing down, and we will not be silenced. Sick behavior. I'm sure Texas will take action. This is from the U.S. Attorney General Harmeet Dillon, who also weighed in. Andrew Colvett, the spokesperson for TPUSA, released a statement as well. Some grown adults in Texas decided to respond to the assassination of Charlie Kirk by infiltrating group chats of kids who were moved to start new Turning Point chapters, doxing them and threatening any teacher who dared to sponsor a new chapter. Truly disgraceful, worth finding out if any laws were broken. Absolutely, yeah. Good luck to Herpin and all other woke ladies in that Facebook group who thought it was a good idea to target Stratford Spartans for exercising their right to free speech, association, and freedom of assembly in school. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Not the Bee. Let's wrap it up here. Let me get your guys' chats. Well, actually, I was already reading your chats as we went along, huh? But here, let's end that there. And then I think I want to end this on a B or not the B. B or not the B. B or not the B. Where is it? B or not the B supplies? No. I want not the B. Well, where is it? I want the B or not the B. Is that? Oh, wait. Maybe that's on the Babylon B. Hang on. Babylon B. Babylon B. Fake news you can trust. Fake news you can trust. Come on, load it. Do. What? Come on. Open another window. That'd be faster. No. I'm gonna have to reset my computer after I'm done. Lagging today. I wonder if it's my internet though. Tactical Tinkerer. Hello, Tactical Tinkerer. What's up? Oh, guys, if you guys are on the Timcast Discord, I highly recommend you go look at the meme chat. I dropped some bangers in there last night. Let's see. News B-. What is B-? What is it? What the hell? B-? They have their own freaking like shows? That's crazy. Woke Jesus. Oh no. Well, I was just looking for the B or not the B. The B or not the B. And where do I find this? Not the B, our sites. I thought this wasn't this part of the Babylon B, I thought. The B or not the B quiz. Should have this bookmarked. There it is. The B or not the B. It is bookmarked. Why wasn't it? Whatever. All right. Here we go, guys. Here we go. The B or not the B. All right. Get ready on the keyboards. All right, get ready on the keyboards. We're gonna do this together. This is a group effort. Get ready on the keyboards if you wish to participate. I'll give you about 30 seconds to respond because I know there's a delay. All right. The audience, the live audience. This is filmed in front of a live audience. The live audience will be helping me with this quiz. Guys, I need your assistance. Is it the B or is it not the B? Let's find out. New Zealand's fantasy of reaching 0 COVID cases exacts toll on local wizard? I feel like that's not the B. I feel like it's bait. I feel like this is bait. I feel like it's actually I feel like it's a real story. So the B, for reference, the B means fake. Not the B means real. You think it's B? Cascade in the chat says B. Does anyone else think it's B? I think it's not the B. You think it's not the B? We got 1 and 1. Can we get one more? Someone else comment. B or not the B? What do we think? New Zealand's fantasy of reaching 0 COVID cases exacts toll on local wizard. I think it's not the B. I think it's not the B. Give it a few more seconds. Nope. All right, I'm going not the B. Let's see. Not the B. Yeah, Mighty Pete. Ah, there we go. It was not the B. Well, okay, wait. You know what that means, though? You know what that means? Now we need to read the story. Now we need to look at it. View the original article here. If it'll load. From stuff. Council to stop paying the wizard $16,000 a year after 23 years on the payroll. No! The Christchurch City Council will stop paying the wizard $16,000 a year after more than 2 decades on the public payroll to provide acts of wizardry for the city. Oh, that's unfortunate. This is from 4 years ago. Wow. Unfortunate. This man, he was just doing what he loved. He's just doing what he loved. They had to stop paying him. Difficult decision to end this contract. Since 2017, the contract has been administered by the Christchurch, New Zealand, when it took over city promotional work from the council. He said he was disappointed that he was no longer being used to help promote the city. I would like to know what the reason is for it. They are making use of my worldwide fame. I am disappointed they haven't made use of the Wizard as part of the promotion Christchurch. I don't like being canceled. The Wizard moved to Christchurch from Australia in 1974 and almost immediately attracted headlines for his appearances in full costume in Cathedral Square and his eccentric publicity stunts. After the 2011 Canterbury earthquakes, he played a prominent role in the wave of protests that greeted the demolition of hundreds of heritage buildings. An exhibition of his life and work opens the Arts Center on Saturday. Ironically, the exhibition is supported by a council grant. Interesting. So they didn't even give him a reason? Poor guy. Poor guy. They just cited COVID. Poor guy, man. Well, there you go. That's a real story, guys. Difficult decision. Somehow I doubt that. New Zealand is crazy. Lord of Rings and whatnot. Yep. Oof, got baited by the wizard part. See, I told you it was bait. They do that. They bait you. All right. Victoria's Secret introduces line of more revealing mask. I feel like that's the B. I think that's the B. What do you guys think in the chat? B or not the B? B or not the B? Not the B means real. Not the B means real. Which one? I'm thinking it's the B. I think it's the B. Personally. The B. Melted said B. Yeah, everyone's saying B. B. Okay. All right. Yep, it was the B. 64% of people got that right. Yeah. B. All right. TikTok releases cool new feature, brain damage. That's the B. That's the B. Come on. What? Oh crap. No. Oh no. Oh, okay. Well, now we gotta pull up the article. Damn it. No, that was not the B. Teen girls are developing tics. Doctor said TikTok could be a factor. Oh, no, I should have thought of that. Oh, that's true. That is true. So I don't even have to read the story. I already know what happened. So what's happening is people in the younger generation, they're looking at people on TikTok, and people on TikTok are doing these weird, like, Tourette's tics, and girls are picking up on it and developing the tics themselves like a fucking social contagion. I just should have thought of that. God. Well, guys, we're not getting the 10 out of 10 today. Maybe next Friday. We get the 10 out of 10. We're going to have to move on. Damn it. I should have considered that. You know, that's the way they worded it. It's the way they worded it. Toddler locks iPhone for 47 years. Okay, well, that's not the B. That's not the, yeah, that's just not the B. If any of you have had like an old iPhone or anything like that, you know that is absolutely possible, and it's hilarious, absolutely hilarious. You got to factory reset your phone and everything. I know I said I'd have you guys join in on this, but some of these are too easy. That last one I got wrong though. I got baited on that one. People are also getting bone spurs on the back of their skulls from looking down at their phones all the time. Yikes. That doesn't surprise me either. But yeah, toddler locks iPhone for 47 years. Most of you should actually know about that story, because that's just a story people like to bring up. How dare you? Okay, I'll let you guys participate on this one. Sorry, my bad. Frightened neighbor calls police on charismatic family worshiping in home. I feel like that's real. I feel like in the world that we live in today, I feel like that's real. You know, what do you guys think? Is this the B or not the B? Do you think they're satirizing it? Or do you think this is real? Cascade says not the B. Not. Yeah, Son of Wiggum says not the B. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think it's, I think it's not the B. I don't think this is fake. All right, we're gonna go not the B, guys. All right, we're in agreement here. Not the B. Wrong. What? I feel like that has to be true somewhere. I feel like that has to be true somewhere. Wow. That has to be a true story somewhere. That whatever. Oh man. All right. We got baited, guys. We got baited on that one. Wow. Yeah, no, I feel like that one is real somewhere. That has to be a true story somewhere. Are you saying not the B for this one or the last one, Mighty Pete? Because we just got baited on that last one. G.I. Joe to be replaced with genderless G.I. Pat? That's the B. This is the B. This is the B, right? This is fake. This is a fake article. It is sad that in the world we live in, we don't know. Yeah, right? G.I. Joe to be replaced with genderless G.I. Pat. No, that's the B. I think this one is B. Yeah, this is the B, I think. But anyone else in the chat have any other opinions on this? Speak now. Speak now. Is this the B or not the B? I'm going B. I think it's the B. Nope, I don't hear any contention. I'm going to go not the B again. Cascade thinks it's not the B. Okay. All right. Well, let's find out. Let's see who's right. It was the B. Haha. I had a feeling, right? I had a feeling because if they're gonna do a genderless G.I. Joe, it wouldn't be G.I. Pat. It would be like, I don't know. It would be something more gender neutral. You know what I mean? I guess Pat works too because it'd be Patrick or Patricia. But I don't know. I feel like they would pick a more gender neutral word if it was actually real. Because these lefty loons. Let's see the next one. We're getting down. We got about what 3 or 4 left. Kind-hearted Republicans welcome illegal immigrants into homes of Democrats. I feel like that's a B article, like making fun of people. G.I. Joe was my favorite thing as a kid. Hell yeah, man. I think that was a little bit before me. So I played with what was it? What are they called? I forget what they're called. It was these like figurines, and they were all like different emergency services and stuff, and like construction workers. I had those figurines. They were cool. But anyway, I'm gonna go the B. I think it's the B. What do you guys think? Kind-hearted Republicans welcome illegal immigrants into the homes of Democrats. I think it's not. I think it's the B. That's the B, and potentially a Third Amendment violation. Right. B. Okay, yeah. So you guys in the chat are saying B. If you don't think it's the B, speak now. That way you can claim that you were correct. But I'm gonna go ahead and click the B. Wow. All right, let's pull it up. And it pulls up a House bill. It's just a straight up link to a House bill. Damn, talk about getting fact checked. Damn. Damn. Okay, wow. Yeah, what? The Senate of the United States, Mr. Cruz introduced the following bill, which was read twice and referred to the committee on blank, a bill to address the surge in illegal boarding crossings along the southwest border by establishing new ports of entry for processing migrants in accordance with the Immigration and Nationality Act and Section 362 of the Public Health Service Act. Okay, where does it say that you're allowed to put it into the House of Democrats, though? How many pages is this? Dude, this is like 10 different pages. I don't know if I can go through all this. Let's see. Let me just try to skim through this, see if I could find... can I find somewhere? Declare disaster. The sheer volume of migrant crossing. Okay, statement of policy. United States Secretary. Procedures, relocation, new ports of entry. Processing location, no official department. I'm not seeing it in here. Do they have it like linked exactly? But kind-hearted Republicans welcome illegal immigrants into the homes of Democrats. I wonder if what it means there is like the states. Yes, that's what it means. Okay. That's what it means. The homes of Democrats, meaning Democrat states. I found it. I got it right here. Try using Control F for home, house, and residence. Control F. Oh yeah, I forget you could do that. Sorry guys. Here we could do Control F, and then let's do Democrats. Oh, hello. Yes, search for Democrats. Oh wait, no, it's not going to be able to because it's not actual words, guys. Like these are screenshots, aren't they? Or no, I could highlight them. Did I do it wrong? Control F. Democrats. Nothing. Okay. Home. All right. So Several have acknowledged that officials of the Department of Homeland Security. Okay, it says Homeland Security, Homeland, House. I'm here. Didn't think you were doing a show today. No, I am. I read that the old folks at the end of the church. I read that to the old folks at the end of church today. All that's interesting.com. Try just a normal word. Yeah, it works. Yeah, it does work. I think what it is it's this right here. It's establishing new ports of entry, because all of these are California, Connecticut, Delaware. Oh, these are all Democrat states, aren't they? I'm pretty sure they are. I think that's what it meant. We'll move on though. But damn, talk about a fact check. Literally just gave me a friggin' article. Or not. I was expecting an article. It gave me a friggin' House bill. North Korean gymnast flees to South Korea by jumping fence. That's not the B. That's not the B. Dem cities and dem states. Yeah. Just try a normal word. It works. World's oldest nursing home unearthed by the Sea of Galilee. Oh, that's cool. Is that an article? Interesting. Okay, I'll bring that up later. We're doing the last segment right now. Shitty Gov. I would say not the B. Yeah, I think it's not the B, guys. I think you're right. Yep. North Korean gymnast flees to South Korea by jumping the fence, which is hilarious. North Korean former gymnast fled to South Korea by jumping fence. That's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. A North Korean man seeking to escape his home took a nearly 10-foot leap of faith earlier this month. The jump, which occurred under, or more accurately, over the noses of soldiers, brought him to safety in South Korea, where he told troops he wanted to defect. It's no surprise that the man claims he is a former gymnast. Wow. That's really cool. This is from 5 years ago. Wow. Cool stuff. Get to this next one. CNN's rating collapses as coronavirus fears empty American airports. I feel like that's not the B. I feel like that's a real story. Like 40 plus worms, not kidding. If an NK soldier gets across the border infested with a parasitic worm, a gymnast can jump a fence, LMAO. Soldier gets like 40 plus worms, not kidding. Jeez, dude. Not the B. Yeah, we think it's not. Wait. It is not the B. I think it's not the B. Wow. Okay. Whatever. I guess that is specifically saying that it's because of coronavirus fears empty, and that's the fake part. That's the B part. CNN's ratings have collapsed, but the fake part is that. Okay. Yep. Makes sense. Wakanda removed from list of U.S. trade partners. Wakanda doesn't exist. That's the B. That's got to be the B. There's no way that exists. What? Lol. Yeah, I know. This has to be the B. Wakanda doesn't even exist. Wakanda doesn't exist. That has to be the B. Speak now or forever hold your peace. This is the B. This is the B, right? No fucking way. What? Wakanda Forever, fictional Black Panther nation removed from USDA's list of free trade partners? Why the fuck was it on there? Why? What? I'm losing my voice. Oh my. I'm losing my voice. What? Wakanda Forever, fictional Black Panther nation, removed from USDA's list of free trade partners. Guys, this was under Donald Trump. What the what? The U.S. Department of Agriculture removed the fictional nation of Wakanda from its list of free trade partners after reports revealed the inclusion of the fictional kingdom on Wednesday. Francis Tseng, a research fellow at the Jane Family Institute, discovered the country that serves as the setting for the Marvel film Black Panther was included in the list while using the agricultural tariff tracker that is maintained by the USDA's Foreign Agriculture Service. Wakanda is listed as a U.S. free trade partner on the USDA website? A dumbfounded Tseng tweeted upon making the discovery, along with a screenshot of his find. The USDA explained in an email that the fictional country had been added as a test of the tariff tracker. The agency told USA Today that Wakanda has been included in the list since June. The Wakanda information should have been removed after testing and has now been taken down. Why not just test with literally any other country? What? What? Why are y'all surprised? These Black Power idiots would absolutely do this to feel self-important. Well, their excuse is that it was for testing. Why do you need to make a... It's a... I get, you know, I guess it's fine. I get, you know, whatever. That's insane. I like Black History. I find it hilarious. Okay, shitty go. Sure. Why was it added? It was added because it was apparently for testing. Yeah. Apparently for testing. Wow. Wow. All right. Well, guys, you answered 5 out of 10. That makes you the model of mediocrity. Oh, I think that's the first time we've gotten that one. Usually I score more than 5 out of 10. We got cooked today, guys. We got freaking cooked today. Oh man. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. We got freaking cooked. You answered 5 out of 10 questions correctly. That is the model of mediocrity. Congratulations, guys. Congratulations. Testing. Yeah, sure. Oh, come on, Wiggum. It's a joke. A test. Nat 1, sure. Yeah. Anyway, what's weird is my emotes are not pulling up in the chat for me today. I have the Rumble chat up next to me. My computer must be having issues. I need to reset it. All right. Well, we're gonna get to wrapping up here, guys. We're gonna do an ad, and then I'll do a closing song today. Guys, I have multiple different songs now that we could play. So let me know which one you guys want me to play, and I will play it for you guys. Give me recommendations in the chat. I will show you some of the options that we have, at least on my what's it called, YouTube, and we'll pick the oops. We'll pick the outro music today together. That is not the one I wanted to play. Stop playing. That's my new After Dark one. All right, guys. These are the songs that we've got. If you guys want me to play any of these for the outro today, let me know. I just got here the new 80s song. I haven't made it yet, Shitty Gov. I was busy yesterday. I apologize. But don't worry. The weekend is here. I will have more free time to get things situated. I need to fix my freaking setup. I destroyed my desk on OBS. I need to fix that as well. But anyway, so while we're doing that, or while you guys let me know what song you want to listen to. So these are all the songs that I've got options for. Pause it here or whatever. Tell me in the chat which one you want to hear. And then if no one says anything, I'll just pick one. But let's go to the ad reading room and let's refresh this. Refresh this. No pressure, Tyler. No, I know, Shitty Gov, but I do need people to remind me every now and again. So you're not doing anything wrong. There's a lot going on up here. I need people to remind me sometimes. Let's see. NFL. Ooh, NFL ad. Let's end it on an NFL ad, huh, guys? All right, guys. Hey, football fanatics. Are you ready for some primetime NFL action? Tune in to Westwood One for all the gridiron glory you crave. From jaw-dropping touchdowns to game-changing plays, don't miss a moment of the excitement. Catch every snap, every tackle, and every victory on Westwood One. You can listen to the NFL on the NFL app, on the Westwood One Sports app, on WestwoodOneSports.com via Westwood One station streams, or by asking Alexa to open Westwood One Sports. If it's the NFL, it's on Westwood One. Well, there you go, guys. Make sure you go check out Westwood One. If you're a big fan of sports, especially the NFL, go check out Westwood One. It looks like you can get that app. You can just look up the URL, or you can actually get the app itself. Hell yeah, guys. Looks like none of you gave me a recommendation for a song today. So you guys get Frogs Boiling in a Pot. That's what you guys get. You guys get Frogs Boiling in a Pot. Later, everybody.
Work harder, get stronger. They want you without power. yourself up while you drown. Life was never fair, but they made sure to be there. The power has corrupted all, like the one true ring if he fell us all. Where's the line? Nothing here is fine. I can hardly make a dime while people get away with crime. Work harder while you try your hardest, get stronger. While they cripple you, pull yourself up while they hold you down. Life was never fair, but they made sure to be there to show how much they don't care. Where's the line? Nothing here is fine. I can hardly make a dime while people get away with crime. Work harder while you try your hardest, get stronger while they cripple you. Pull yourself up while they hold you down. Life was never fair, but they made sure to be there to show how much they don't care. Kick you while you're down, make sure no one else is around. Don't stand up, we can't have disobedience. You'll need to follow their command. Where's the line? Nothing here is fine. I can hardly make a dime while people get away with crime. It won't be long now, the time grows near. It's something we've all feared. Now's the time before they steal every last dime. Work harder.
The suits sit high while the streets sink low, counting gold in the towers, letting fires grow. I hear whispers in alleys, truths they don't show. It's all smoke, no mirrors, just a puppet show.
They sign the papers, inked with lies, while we're left with broken skies. They take the bread and leave us the crust in this machine. Who can we trust? Shadows in the Capitol, the power's all a game. They point their fingers, but we know who's to blame. Whispers in the corridors, screaming through the shade. Shadows in the Capitol, nothing feels the same.
Now, the ballots feel like broken dice. They play their games, we pay the price. Promises painted in black and white, but they vanish like thieves in the dead of night.
Lies written with invisible ink, pouring poison in the water we drink. They build their walls, we feel the squeeze. Freedom's just a word on a broken marquee. Shadows in the Capitol, the power's all a game. They point their fingers, but we know who's to blame. Whispers in the corridors, screaming through the shade. Shadows in the Capitol, nothing feels the same.
Where do we go when the truth's been sold?
When the streets run cold and the lies get old.
Where do we go when the truth's been sold?
When the streets run cold and the lies get old.
Where do we go when the truth's been sold?
When the streets run cold and the lies get old.
Shadows in the Capitol, the power's all a game. They point their fingers, but we know who's to blame. Whispers in the corridors, screaming through the shade. Shadows in the Capitol, nothing feels the same.